wonderful people, Sabrina here. I'm back with another video about the lessons I learned at my farm this year and my goals for 2018. So yeah, just getting right into it. One of the biggest things I learned was sometimes all of your seed packets will just stop germinating. I had a problem with my lettuce seed after about June. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't get any lettuce to germinate. Or germination was really spotty and I couldn't transplant any. So lettuce is a huge deal for me, and I didn't have any from like the middle of June on. So that was something I need to fix. Just kind of identifying where my wastes are, because I did waste a lot of time on that. Wasted a lot of money on soil and time spent seeding and trying to figure out what was wrong, like applying shade cloths. So I'm starting over with all new lettuce seed next year, not saving any, making sure I don't accidentally save any, just so I can avoid this next year. Corn is really popular. So I grew 3 varieties of dry corn. One of them didn't do that well. I accidentally let it get moldy, but it was a small planting, so that was fine. But the Roy's Calais Flint corn was super popular. I'm actually about to go grind a bunch for this last farmer's market. And a parching corn, which like no one has heard of where I'm from, was also really popular. So I'm going to be growing a lot more of both of those next year. And that was awesome. Another crop that did really well for me this year was sweet potatoes. Unfortunately, they sold really well, but because I didn't cure them for long enough, I think up here they need closer to 10 days minimum of like 70 or 80 degree weather to cure. I only gave them I think 6. So they didn't store well, and I lost probably a week's worth of sales of sweet potatoes. But they were a success, so I'm going to do a lot more next year. There were some new varieties. So this year I started branching out and trialing some new stuff, and I found if you can find or create a story for this new vegetable, it'll do a lot better than one where you just have it and it's just it's really good. No one's gonna buy it. So my example for this is Herbal and Joy Choy. So Herbal is this vegetable from the Mediterranean. It looks like thin, pointy plantain creature. It's really good. I had it when I was in Crete, so I was able to use that as a selling point for people, and I did a lot of experimenting with it, and they really liked it, and they always bought it out. Unfortunately, it bolts really quickly, so I didn't grow it that much because it's such a pain, such a waste of space. But the Joy Choy, on the other hand, is just something I wanted to try, and I sold maybe 4 things of it, because I didn't have a story with it. It's just it's like a baby bok choy, and it's so good, but people weren't into it, so yeah, have a story. Definitely realizing the pros of starting small. So this year, my sales have kind of kept going up as the year goes on. Like last month at the farmer's market, and between farmer's market and wholesale, I made about $600, which is huge for me. And I've been able to do this while working still mostly part-time. So the beginning of the year is maybe $200, maybe $300 a month. And it's gonna go way down for January, February, March, because I don't do the farmer's market. We don't have a farmer's market, and I don't have anything in the ground right now because it's so wet. But it's been nice to keep growing. So these last 2 years I've been vending at the market, sharing a stall with my farming mentor, which has saved me a lot of money. This winter I'm going to have to invest in my own market stuff, so that's going to be a huge cost. I'm just glad that I didn't have to deal with that this last few years, so I'm definitely this year really thankful that I've had such a small start, and that I'm able to keep growing where I am right now. That being said, I am ready to expand. I had a lot of ideas of stuff I wanted to do this year, but I didn't have the space to do it. Next year, I've got it worked out where the field I'll be in, I'll have a little more freedom to do what I want, but even then, I think after this next year, If my sales continue to grow and I'm able to establish like more relationships in the community, I would like to start looking for a long-term lease on the island or somewhere in North Kitsap. So yeah, I'm ready to expand, definitely realizing that. Pros and cons of wholesale. So I was able to establish my first wholesale relationship with a restaurant this year. For better, like, it's a really high-end restaurant, so he's more willing to pay not quite standard wholesale price, just because I'm not super set up for wholesale. Next year, I'm definitely going to be establishing specific things for wholesale, but it wasn't a big money maker for me. So I need to figure out how to do that more efficiently, and also reach out to more restaurants. So, but yeah, I enjoy doing it. It's nice to have something in the middle of the week where I can sell produce. Just need to get more efficient. And then I have my notes right here. Sorry. Can't make everyone happy. It's my last one. I don't know. There's some customers at the farmer's market, and this one woman who owns a natural grocery store who like really wants to sell my dry corn, but I don't have a commercial kitchen, so I can't sell it wholesale. And she doesn't fully appreciate the fact that if I go to a kitchen and then sell it to her for $6 a pound instead of $8, with going to the commercial kitchen, she's gonna sell it for $4.80 a half pound, so like almost $9, like almost $10 a bag. She's gonna make more money than I do, and that kind of annoys me. Like a significant amount more. And I told her that it's just like, until I figure out more things that I can make better use of time in a kitchen, I can't sell you this. And she wasn't super thrilled about that. And there's also, I've gotten like 2 people who are like, why don't you grow this variety? One woman, the last time it was like, oh, you need to grow black beans. People would love that. And it's like, I sold out of all my beans, and I hate black beans. So, anyways, you're never gonna make everyone happy, and fully appreciating that this year. So, that was my last lesson I was able to think of that I learned this year. Like, big things, I'm sure there's lots of little things, like, especially, like, I learned so much about doing a little microgreen experiment. I'm not gonna get into all that here, but, yeah. Onward to my goals. I'm really excited about next year. Like I said, I'm getting a bigger space. Excuse me. I'm going to be working part-time for the farm I've been working at this year, which will give me a time in the middle of the week to do a midweek market, either in Squamish or Bremerton. Haven't decided yet. So that'll be a midweek market, which means I can grow broccoli because I'll have a place to put it. Since I don't have great refrigeration here. So yeah, anyways, like I said before, one of my top goals is developing specific varieties of stuff and streamlining methods so I can do more wholesale things. Like when I had lettuce, it was really popular with the Run restaurant, and also one of the community organizations, Friends of the Farms. They bought it a few times for some events. But I won't lie, my methods were not super efficient, and I just kind of did what I could do to get it to them, so I kind of want to streamline that, and I know there's another restaurant who wanted sweet potatoes, but it's pretty labor intensive, so I'm going to be using the book, The Lean Farm. Can't remember who the author is, but I'm going to be using that to develop practices so that I can have more specific stuff dedicated to wholesale. Alright, so the next one, I think I've mentioned this before, is finding a winter-summer balance. So it's the middle of December right now when I'm filming this. I'm not sure when it's going to make it up on the YouTube, but up on the YouTube. It's also early in the morning because I've been waking up early. But anyways, I need to, I'm barely doing any work right now. I'm doing no personal farm stuff because the fields are wet. So I'm just doing vineyard stuff, and I'm not really making any money. So I haven't decided fully what I want to do. I definitely want to do something creative in the winter, either like grow dye plants and just have dye vats going all winter, or something like pick up freelance illustration, because that's something I do on occasion, or linoleum block printing, or chalkboard sign making. I don't know. I'll figure something else, but that's definitely something I need to figure out starting this winter. And then my next one, I really want to explore biodynamic crop growing, as well as Parisian market growing, especially like intercropping, to make my field production more efficient and also better for the soil. Yeah, I haven't decided how I'm going to go about that, but that's my goal for this year. And then, midweek market. Yeah, so pretty much I want to keep growing. Size-wise, profit-wise, efficiency-wise, just keep doing what I'm doing. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. This was actually a really good year for me, and I'm super stoked for what 2018 has. So, as long as the world doesn't go to hell in a handbasket, see you guys next time.